My beloved child. Pause for a moment. Before you continue with the noise of your day, allow your heart to become still. There are moments when life moves so quickly that you forget to hear the quiet whispers that have been surrounding you all along. This is one of those moments. Whether you arrived here by intention or by what feels like coincidence, let your spirit rest for a while, because these words are meant to encourage, strengthen, and remind you that you are never truly alone. You have been carrying questions that you have not spoken aloud. Some of them have remained hidden even from the people who love you most. You smile when others expect you to smile, you continue when others expect you to continue, yet deep inside there has been a longing for clarity. You have wondered if your prayers have reached heaven. You have wondered whether your waiting has meaning. You have wondered whether the silent seasons of your life are preparing you for something greater or whether they are simply empty. Listen carefully. Every season has a purpose, even those that seem to offer nothing but uncertainty. Seeds do not announce themselves while they are growing beneath the ground. Their greatest work happens where no one can see it. In the same way, many of the most important changes within your heart have been taking place quietly, without applause, without recognition, and without immediate results. Do not mistake hidden growth for forgotten dreams. There were moments when you almost gave up believing that your life could become different. You told yourself to lower your expectations so disappointment would hurt less. You accepted situations that your heart knew were temporary because you feared that hoping for something better would only bring another wave of pain. Yet hope continued to return. It returned through unexpected kindness. It returned through small moments of peace. It returned through strength you did not know you possessed. Even now, as you hear these words, hope is gently knocking again, not demanding your attention, but patiently waiting for you to welcome it back. You have measured yourself by mistakes that should never have become your identity. You replay old conversations. You remember opportunities that slipped away. You think about relationships that ended, doors that closed, and plans that never unfolded the way you imagined. But your story has never been defined by a single chapter. A sculptor does not judge the unfinished stone. An artist does not throw away a masterpiece because it has not yet received its final brushstroke. Likewise, your life cannot be understood by looking only at its difficult moments. There is more being written. There is more being restored. There is more being healed. Perhaps you have been asking, when will something finally change? The answer is not always found in dramatic events. Sometimes transformation begins with a single decision, to believe again, to forgive again, to love again, or simply to take one faithful step when you cannot yet see the destination. You often search for signs in extraordinary places while overlooking the quiet miracles already surrounding you. The sunrise that arrives after every night. The breath filling your lungs. The unexpected strength to rise after every disappointment. The compassion that still lives within your heart despite everything you have endured. These are reminders that renewal is woven into creation itself. So do not believe the voice that tells you your best days are behind you. The future has not been cancelled. Your purpose has not expired. Your worth has not diminished. You are still becoming the person you were created to be, one day at a time. And perhaps the greatest surprise is this: the answers you seek may not arrive in the form you expect. Sometimes what first appears to be a delay becomes the very path that shapes your character. Sometimes what feels like loss creates room for blessings you could never have imagined. If your heart has grown tired, let it rest. If your faith has become small, let it grow again little by little. If your dreams have faded, do not be ashamed to dream once more. For every ending you mourn, there is the possibility of a beginning you cannot yet see. So remain patient. Remain kind. Remain hopeful. The next part of your journey may reveal that even the seasons you wished away were quietly preparing you for something far greater than you ever expected. Do not think that your waiting has gone unnoticed. Every tear you believed disappeared into the darkness has been seen. Every silent prayer whispered when no one else was listening has carried meaning. Even the moments when you could not find the strength to pray, when all you could do was sit in silence with a heavy heart, were understood. You have asked why certain doors closed so suddenly. You have questioned why people you trusted seemed to change without warning. At times, it felt as though everything you were building slipped through your hands, leaving you standing in confusion. You searched for explanations that never came. You replayed every conversation, wondering if you had done something differently, perhaps the ending would have changed. But there are endings that exist to protect beginnings. Not every opportunity was meant to become your destination. Not every relationship was meant to remain forever. Some people entered your life to teach you compassion. Others arrived to reveal your strength. A few stayed long enough to remind you what genuine love feels like. Even those who wounded you unknowingly shaped the wisdom you carry today. You may not understand every reason today, but one day you will look back and recognize that what seemed like unbearable loss became the foundation for unexpected peace. There is something changing inside you even now. It is subtle. It is quiet. Yet it is real. You are becoming less controlled by fear and more guided by courage. You are learning that your value was never dependent upon applause, popularity, or the opinions of strangers. The world often measures success by what can be seen, but the greatest victories begin within the heart. Do not compare your journey with someone else's path. The flowers that bloom in spring are not late because the trees blossom earlier. The stars do not compete with the sunrise. Each creation has its appointed season, and your life follows a rhythm that cannot be rushed by anxiety or delayed by doubt. You have spent too much time believing you were behind. You are not behind. You are growing. There is a difference. Some lessons require silence before they reveal their purpose. Some blessings require patience before they become visible. If everything had arrived exactly when you demanded it, you would have missed the strength that only waiting could develop. Remember the moments you thought you would never survive. Remember the nights when you believed morning would never feel hopeful again. Yet here you are. You carried more than you thought possible. You endured storms that once seemed impossible. You found reasons to keep going when your heart wanted to surrender. That strength did not appear by accident. It was formed through every challenge you overcame, every disappointment you survived, and every time you chose kindness despite your own pain. Now another season is approaching. It may not announce itself with loud celebrations. It may begin with one unexpected conversation, one new opportunity, one restored friendship, one peaceful decision, or one moment where your heart finally realizes it no longer carries the weight it once did. Pay attention to the small beginnings. Great rivers begin with tiny streams. Mighty forests begin with a single seed. Powerful testimonies often begin with quiet moments that almost everyone else overlooks. The future is not asking you to be perfect. It is asking you to remain faithful. Take the next step even if you cannot see the entire road. Choose forgiveness even when resentment feels easier. Choose hope even when circumstances appear unchanged. Choose love even after disappointment has tempted you to close your heart. Each choice shapes the person you are becoming. Perhaps there is someone listening who has nearly stopped believing that life can become beautiful again. If that is you, hear this with an open heart. Beauty is not absent from your story. It is still unfolding. The chapter you are living now is not the conclusion. It is preparation for pages that have yet to be written. The pieces that seem scattered today are capable of forming a picture far more meaningful than you currently imagine. So continue. Continue believing. Continue showing kindness. Continue speaking words that bring peace. Continue choosing faith over fear, even when the outcome remains hidden. The road ahead may still contain challenges, but it also carries moments of joy that you have not yet experienced, friendships you have not yet formed, victories you have not yet celebrated, and peace you have not yet imagined. Keep your heart open, because what comes next may arrive in the most unexpected way. There is a quiet strength growing within you that cannot be measured by what others see. It is not found in loud victories or perfect circumstances. It is found in the choice to rise one more time after disappointment. It is found in the decision to keep your heart soft when life has given you every reason to become bitter. It is found in the courage to keep believing that light still exists, even when the path ahead seems covered by shadows. You have wondered whether the ordinary moments of your life matter. You have questioned if the small acts of kindness, the silent prayers, the unseen sacrifices, and the quiet faithfulness have any lasting purpose. Never underestimate what is planted through consistency. The greatest transformations often begin with actions that seem insignificant at the time. A single encouraging word can change the direction of someone's day. One act of forgiveness can restore what anger could never repair. One moment of compassion can become the beginning of healing that continues for generations. You may never fully know how your choices have influenced the lives around you, but goodness has a way of traveling farther than you realize. There were times when you believed you had nothing left to give. Your energy was gone. Your confidence had faded. Your heart felt exhausted from carrying burdens that no one else seemed to understand. Yet even then, you continued moving forward. That quiet perseverance has become one of the greatest testimonies of your character. Do not think that difficult seasons have stolen everything from you. They have also given you wisdom. They have taught you patience. They have deepened your compassion. They have shown you how precious peace truly is. There are lessons that comfort can never teach. Some understanding is only discovered after walking through uncertainty. When you finally reach a place of clarity, you will realize that even the hardest chapters shaped qualities within you that could have developed in no other way. Do not fear beginning again. Starting over is not failure. Sometimes it is the greatest expression of courage. The tree that loses every leaf during winter is not defeated. It simply prepares for another season of growth. In the same way, your life may have experienced seasons where everything familiar seemed to disappear, but renewal has always been part of the journey. Release the pressure to have every answer today. You are not required to understand everything before taking the next faithful step. Some roads only reveal themselves as you continue walking. If you spend all your time waiting until every uncertainty disappears, you may miss the beautiful opportunities already standing before you. Look around with grateful eyes. There are blessings that once seemed impossible but have quietly become part of your everyday life. There were prayers from years ago that have already been answered, yet familiarity has made them easy to overlook. Gratitude has a remarkable way of revealing abundance where discouragement only sees lack. Let your heart remember what hope feels like. Not because every challenge has disappeared, but because hope is stronger than the challenges themselves. Hope continues when circumstances remain uncertain. Hope believes that healing is possible. Hope expects goodness without demanding immediate proof. Hope chooses faith over despair. As you continue your journey, there will be voices that attempt to fill your mind with fear. Some will tell you that your dreams are unrealistic. Others will remind you only of your past mistakes. A few may even question your worth because they cannot see what is being formed within you. Do not allow those voices to become louder than the quiet truth growing in your heart. You are more than your failures. You are more than your disappointments. You are more than the opinions of those who misunderstood you. Your future is not limited by your past. Every sunrise carries a reminder that new beginnings are woven into creation itself. Every new day offers another opportunity to choose kindness instead of resentment, courage instead of fear, and hope instead of despair. No matter how long the night has been, morning continues to arrive. Hold on to that truth whenever discouragement tries to convince you otherwise. There may come a moment very soon when something unexpected causes you to look back at this season with different eyes. What once appeared confusing may suddenly make sense. What once felt like an obstacle may reveal itself as preparation. What once seemed like a delay may prove to have been perfect timing all along. Until that day comes, keep your heart steady. Continue living with integrity even when shortcuts seem easier. Continue offering compassion even when it is not returned. Continue believing that goodness still has power. The story is still unfolding, and the pages ahead may reveal blessings that are greater than anything you dared to imagine. As you continue forward, remember that peace is not the absence of every storm. Peace is the quiet confidence that you can keep moving even when the sky is still filled with clouds. There is a calm that grows within a heart that refuses to surrender to fear, and that calm becomes a light for others who are searching for hope. You have carried responsibilities that few people truly understand. You have smiled through days when your heart felt heavy. You have encouraged others while quietly wondering who would encourage you. You have given strength when you felt weak yourself. Those moments were not wasted. They revealed a depth of character that comfort alone could never produce. Do not believe that your kindness has gone unnoticed simply because it was not celebrated. The gentle words you spoke when someone needed comfort. The patience you showed when frustration would have been easier. The forgiveness you extended when holding on to resentment seemed justified. Those choices mattered. Even when no audience applauded them. Even when no one thanked you. Goodness leaves a lasting imprint in ways that are often invisible at first. There is also something you must release. You cannot continue carrying every regret from yesterday into tomorrow. Some burdens have become so familiar that you no longer realize how heavy they are. You revisit old mistakes as though punishing yourself will somehow rewrite the past. But the past cannot be changed by endless guilt. It can only be honored by learning from it and choosing a better path today. Allow yourself to move forward. Not because every wound has completely healed. Not because every question has received an answer. But because your life deserves more than being permanently anchored to what cannot be undone. You were never meant to remain trapped inside yesterday's disappointments. The future still holds room for laughter. It still holds room for meaningful friendships. It still holds opportunities to love and be loved. It still holds moments that will remind you why you refuse to give up. Sometimes the greatest miracle is not an instant change in circumstances. Sometimes the miracle is discovering that your heart has become stronger than the circumstances themselves. That is a transformation no hardship can take away. When uncertainty appears again, and it will from time to time, remember how many seasons you have already survived. Remember the obstacles that once seemed impossible. Remember how often you found strength you did not know existed until the moment you needed it most. Let those memories become reminders of resilience rather than reminders of pain. You are not the same person you were when this journey began. Experience has refined you. Compassion has deepened you. Perseverance has strengthened you. Hope has quietly remained beside you, even when you thought it had disappeared. Continue to nurture that hope. Protect it from cynicism. Protect it from bitterness. Protect it from the temptation to believe that goodness no longer exists. There is still beauty waiting to be discovered in ordinary days. There is still joy waiting inside unexpected conversations. There is still purpose hidden within simple acts of faithfulness. Never underestimate what one faithful step can accomplish over time. Mountains are climbed one step at a time. Books are written one page at a time. Lives are transformed one decision at a time. Do not become discouraged because progress feels slow. Slow progress is still progress. Every small choice toward kindness, wisdom, patience, and courage shapes the future in ways that are impossible to measure today. And if you ever find yourself wondering whether you are enough, remember this truth. Your worth has never depended on perfection. It has never depended on having every answer. It has never depended on never making mistakes. Your worth is reflected in the love you choose to give, the integrity you choose to live by, and the hope you continue to carry despite life's uncertainties. So walk into each new day with confidence. Choose gratitude before complaint. Choose compassion before judgment. Choose courage before fear. Choose hope before despair. One day you will look back at this season and realize that what seemed like an ordinary chapter became one of the most meaningful parts of your story. The quiet moments, the unanswered questions, the patient waiting, and the steady faith all work together to shape a life filled with wisdom, resilience, and deeper appreciation for every blessing that followed. And when that day comes, your heart will understand that every step forward, even the smallest one, was preparing you for a future richer in purpose, peace, and joy than you could have imagined when this journey first began.